Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 13 of Season 4 here in the Achieve and Leave. This is going to be the final episode of this season. We'll be rounding the season up today after the FA Cup and Champions League finals. This is also the last episode of the series on the YouTube channel. After the end of this episode, we will then have a vote as to which club we move to next. The series is then moving, as mentioned in the previous video and in the update video at the beginning of the week, the series is then moving to the Mixer stream channel. So this series will continue, but on stream rather than on YouTube. There will still be, though, of course, the RTG series here on the channel, and if the RTG ends, then, of course, a series will replace it. There will still be one career mode video a day on the Chesnoy Gaming channel, but this series will be moving to stream. So will we end its YouTube section of its career with a win in the FA Cup and a win in the Champions League final? The Champions League final is actually on my birthday, 28th of May, 2022. I'll be turning 34. Yes, I'm that old. On 28th of May 2022. I'll be 31 later this year, but we start with a game against Tottenham in the Premier League. Of course, we won the Premier League a long time ago, so we shall be simulating all of the Premier League games today. What I might do, actually, I thought that as I committed to actually playing this game, what I might do is just play the rotation side in every Premier League game, if anything, just to avoid injury to my starting players for the two cup finals. Of course, this save was set up prior to the fix for the FA Cup and final Premier League game issue with the scheduling. We had that issue in the RTG as well in yesterday's episode of that series, but hopefully we will in the next series we start in place of the RTG, whether that be now or after season 9. It's not yet sure. There's going to be a vote later on this afternoon, actually, in the full season roundup episode as to whether you guys want to see a season 9 of the RTG or a new series. This one, of course, as I say, going across to Mixer. But for now, we'll simulate this game against Leicester, auto-replace the players that are unavailable, and see if we can continue our good form. We do, of course, have the opportunity to get ourselves into the 100-point club in the Premier League, and to be fair, I think we'd be the only side to have scored 100 points in the Premier League. I don't think anyone has scored 100 points in the Premier League before. Might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure no one scored 100 points in the Premier League before. I think Chelsea got like 90 something, didn't they? Most Premier League, I'm going to Google it now, most Premier League points. The record number of points accumulated by a team was exactly 100 by Manchester City in the 2017-18 season. So literally last season, Manchester City got 100 points. Well remembered, Ches. So we could perhaps, with 2 games to go and 3 points off Manchester City's record, get ourselves the all-time Premier League points record this season with Manchester United. We can get a win against Liverpool here, or a win against Chelsea on the final day, with Chelsea the day after the FA Cup final, rather frustratingly. Then we could beat City's record. We shall sim this game as well, auto-fix the player, and can we get a win here against Liverpool with the rotated side, who now scores after a minute. They're trying to get payback here against us, of course, Liverpool, for knocking them out in the Champions League semi-finals. It's Bayern Munich we face in the Champions League final. Gomez pulls one back for us, so as Mo Salah then gives Liverpool the lead just 3 minutes before half-time. We'll wait and see if we can get... No, Torgan Hazard. A goal from all 3 of their forward players. We pull one back, or we actually pulled one back through Rodrigo in the 59th minute, but then Hazard scored in the 61st. It's defeat against Liverpool. City's record can't be beaten, but it could be matched. Not that we're that bothered about that, to be completely honest. What we are bothered about is the FA Cup final and Champions League final. Let me grab my other controller so we can select Chelsea's starting lineup to ensure that it's as strong as it possibly could be. Scott McTominay is on his way back from injury. Wonderful. That's just what we needed heading into the FA Cup final against Chelsea. Scott McTominay back from injury. Thankfully, everybody in my starting lineup is fully fit and available for selection. No injuries either. Actually, Let's play Liverpool, Chelsea. I keep saying Liverpool. Play Chelsea in that kit. And well, Chelsea must have just played a Premier League game because you can see that they are quite tired. Modric, who we bought at Chelsea in Season 1, is running out low on stamina and is probably aging now, 36. But they're the best three central midfielders they have. Rekik, we could put Sergio Ramos in. I'm gonna let them play with the better rated but slightly more tired players in it. They've not got that strong a squad, Chelsea, have they, really? Charlie Musonda and Hudson-Odoi available on the bench. Probably a 33, I was going to say 32-year-old Willian available as well, but he's not going to get on the bench. There's Wagner as well, the player that we tried to loan everywhere we went, and he rejected me, so we gave up on trying to take him with us everywhere in this save. We do still have, of course, Edwards in our lineup, who was our scout future star at Chelsea, but that'll be it then. Who can they start up top? Icardi, or that's it? Wow. Chelsea with a pretty weak squad, to be honest. This hopefully will be a relatively straightforward game.
And it's our privilege to watch it too.
Into Casemiro. Lukaku's making the run. Oh, Rekik cuts it out nicely. It's Mount quickly forward to Christian Pulisic. Not involved again. Not sure what to expect from this Chelsea side. They do have some good players, but they're certainly nowhere near as strong as they could be or have been previously in this save. It's a weaker team than the one we left to go to... that wasn't far away at all. It's a weaker team than the one we left to go to Atletico Madrid. That's for sure. Still got Mauro Icardi in the starting 11, who we bought at Chelsea. Still got Luka Modric in the starting 11, who we bought at Chelsea. They can't cope with the pace of Mbappe, though. It's a lovely ball in, but unfortunately only finding some use. Casemiro, a bit of space. We'll go for the long shot. It's blocked and cleared away by Chelsea defender. We should be pretty comfortable against this side, I'd like to think. But it is me controlling them, so at the end of the day, anything could happen. I see the space there for Pogba if we can find the ball through. And Mbappe is at the back post. Pogba had to let that run a little bit more so than I might have liked. They won't keep that in. It'll be my throw. Can we get ourselves this first goal? No spoilers from what happened in yesterday's CM RTG episode where we had... Oh, the deflection off the bar and Mbappe should finish and does. No spoilers for what happened in yesterday's episode of the RTG where we played the FA Cup and Champions League finals. But that was very, very fortunate. Lukaku on his right foot, deflected off Mbappe actually, and off the bar, and then he's there for the rebound, and Kepa gets up just in time, literally, to see the ball go over the top of his head directly as he's standing up and he's very slow. I'm pretty sure if that were real life, he would have gotten up slightly quicker than that. But I'll take it. Mbappe makes it Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. We have ourselves a lead against our former team in the FA Cup final. Pulisic played in down the line. Oh, gets away from Alexandro as well. And arriving's Mason Mount. Good block by De Ligt. 25 minutes played. Chelsea looking for an equaliser. Modric to take the corner short, you would imagine, and does so. Eden Hazard tackled by Pogba. Right, corner again to Chelsea. So Hazard, oh, it looked initially like Hazard was just going to jog back towards the box. No, they take it short again. Hazard turns and Pogba wins the tackle for a second time. Eventually they'll figure out that it's not a tactic that's going to work. Hazard does get the ball in the box eventually from the throw-in, but we still clear it. Lukaku with a heavy touch, playing against his former team as well, of course, whilst we play against my former team as a manager too. Lukaku trying to get a goal against his former team for first time in a while, but unfortunately they might be scoring against us from this free kick if they can find the right delivery or shot. I would imagine delivery, but it looks like Eden Hazard is going to shoot, and that was pretty comfortable for David De Gea, to say the least. You've got to be better than that, Chelsea. Lukaku through to Pogba. Space here. Rashford is out wide. Well, actually picked up there. Mbappe at the back post. Nice touch by Milinkovic-Savic. Good tackle by Modric. Mbappe hit that early. I tried to catch the keeper and the defenders out. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Rashford with the throw. We will go to Pogba because he's probably got the strength to hold off the man that's with him. And the man that's with him can't even stay on his feet. Casemiro. There's Milinkovic-Savic out his feet. Look for Mbappe through that gap, but not find him. 8 minutes to go till half-time in the FA Cup final. We might yet be ending this highlight with a second goal, but not if Kepa has anything to say about it. which of course he does, being in goal. Good save. Corner to come in from the far side. Paul Pogba delivers. Could be Rashford underneath it. It's actually Kepa that's underneath it. Get that to Casemiro, but he can't hold off the man that's with him. And now Chelsea will clear. As Eden Hazard apparently has picked up a slight knock for them. This has worked about really well. There's Kylian Mbappe. I'll just pull this back. Oh, why would you duck? What? Why? Why would you duck out of the way of that? Oh my gosh. That's a simple goal for Romelu Lukaku, and he's just moved out of the way of the ball. Don't understand that. Pogba shoots out of my frustration. It'll just be 1-0 at half-time. Why is he ducked out of the way that 3 yards from goal? Romelu, please. Eden Hazard with the free kick lined up. He chooses to deliver this one. Icardi flicks on. Much better decision this time rather than shooting as he did in the first half, Eden Hazard. But they still don't score, and we might catch them on the counter and get a second of our own. Try to squeeze that through to Pogba, but couldn't quite get out of my feet in time. Saying Kylian Mbappe is the player to watch. He was the one that scored the goal so far. Hopefully, between now and the end, we can grab a second just to ensure we get the victory. But I'd be quite happy with a 1-0 win, so long as we get any kind of victory here against Chelsea. I'm not bothered. Particularly fussed about embarrassing my former team. Lukaku could get a second here, though. Not entirely too sure how he's missed that. Really, really poor effort from Romelu Lukaku. Modric inside there to Kante. Mason Mount. Missed it. Trying to tackle. He's done well. Icardi. Forward there to Hazard. Turns well. Icardi to Modric. Forward. Oh, good save, David De Gea. Saving me there. Chelsea were building a nice move and I couldn't quite seem to get it away from them. They persist with this short corner tactic and it has never worked once. Pogba has tackled Hazard every single time they've tried that short corner. It just isn't worth trying, I'm afraid. But I'll give them their dues for being persistent with it at least. Pogba looking to send Romelu Lukaku away again. And the man on the far side was just offside, I think, actually. And indeed he was. Milinkovic-Savic can see all the way across the line there. There's no excuse whatsoever for being offside in that situation. But offside he was. De Ligt has won that header well, but Lukaku can't keep possession. Savic, this ball to Lukaku. Mbappe drops his shoulder well. Then look for Lukaku again. This time, well, I think the shot was actually on target. Get that to Rashford. This should be a simple second. Oh, what a block! Gulam comes out of nowhere. So Rashford had so much space there. I can't believe I haven't scored. Pogba with the delivery. De Ligt is up off the top of the bar. Lukaku could win this to get it back in the box. Sergio Ramos heads behind for a corner to Manchester United once again. Delivery towards the near post. Kante heads away. Romagnoli brings that down. That's Matthijs de Ligt. Pogba will try and turn. He's got the strength to hold off Kante. In there to Savic. Lukaku's there. Spin. Get it on the left. Bit lucky with the tackle. And is that a goal kick? It is a goal kick, unfortunately. It's not been Lukaku's day so far. Gulam knocks that down. Pulisic plays the 1-2 with him. Given away poorly by Mason Mount. Nearly gifted him it back again. Rashford, see the space for Mbappe. Should have played that through the air. Here's Eden Hazard into Mason Mount. Out to N'Golo Kante. Playing it about nicely here, Chelsea, but they still haven't scored. And that's what they need to do if they're to get themselves any chance to lift in the FA Cup this season. Icardi, hounded by Romagnoli, but not tackled. Kante, hounded by Dani Carvajal, and tackled. And the counter-attack is on. Kylian Mbappe, is he going to come for me? Waiting for the defender to get to me. No one's really put me under any pressure. Okay, fine, I'll just give it to Rodrigo. That was weird. They just stood off me there. Mbappe wins a tackle to get to possession on that occasion. Rashford played in. What? Get away from the defender. Rashford trying his hardest, but Sergio Ramos comes out on top. 3 minutes to go between us and an FA Cup final win here in the Achieve and Leave. It will be the first time we've won the FA Cup because we only won the Premier League at Chelsea. It would actually be the first time we've won more than one trophy in any given season as well. We won just the Premier League in season 1 with Chelsea. Just La Liga in the second season at Atletico Madrid. Just the Deutsche Pokal at Borussia Dortmund. No league trophy there. We've already won the Premier League here and we are now seconds away In fact, we have won the FA Cup. 2 trophies in one season for the first time. And we might yet today make it 3 trophies in one season. With Chelsea to play again in 24 hours time in the Premier League, we'll simulate that with the rotation side so that hopefully everybody in this first team will be fit and raring to go for the Champions League final in a week's time against Bayern Munich. They're a side that we know are very good from our time at Dortmund last season, and we'll be relatively familiar with them, so we know what to expect. I would like to see the trophy lifting ceremony here, though, with Manchester United in the FA Cup. It will be Jesse Lingard who came on for Pogba to lift the trophy. He lifted the Premier League trophy earlier on in the season, and he'll now get the opportunity to do the same here in the FA Cup. Will he be lifting the Champions League trophy? If we are going to win the Champions League trophy, I may bring him off the bench in the last few moments to give him the opportunity to lift all 3. But Jesse Lingard lifts the FA Cup for Manchester United. Our 2nd trophy of the season. Time to go and get a 3rd. Right, simulate the final Premier League game of the season away from home against Chelsea. After beating them 24 hours prior, Mauro Icardi gives them a 1-0 lead inside 60 seconds. That's not what we wanted. Thankfully, Lucas Vazquez gives us an equaliser. It's basically reserve side versus reserve side here, although Seduce played in the previous one, as did Kante and Icardi. Rodrigo gives us a 2-1 lead in the 38th minute, and with half an hour to go, they equalise through Seduce. But Jesse Lingard gives us the 3rd. Is it to be a 3-2 win? It is. Jesse Lingard lifted the Premier League trophy. Jesse Lingard lifted the FA Cup. Jesse Lingard scores the goal to give us 100 points in the Premier League and equal Manchester City's record. Now, will Jesse Lingard be lifting the... times I get offers for him. Will Jesse Lingard be lifting the Champions League trophy? We'll find out in a moment. I'm going to go and advance as far as the final, and then we shall see who Bayern Munich have in their starting lineup. Of course, we shall make sure that their strongest possible 11 is selected for the fixture, as we always do in every series, because you can't trust the AI to select the strongest possible team because FIFA's broken. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll play in that kit, actually. Right. Lewandowski, an 84 rated Robert Lewandowski up top. 56 acceleration, 57 sprint speed. 33 years of age. Robert Lewandowski has fallen off the edge of a cliff. Gonzalo Higuain, formerly of Chelsea, is probably also equally dead. Indeed he is. So they don't really have any other striking options. They do have Bobby Firmino and a 30-plus-year-old Dries Mertens, 35-year-old Dries Mertens. Wow. Apparently Bayern Munich is where all players go to die. I could maybe play Aouar or Goretzka at cam, move Bobby Firmino up top and take Lewandowski out for Corentin Tolisso. Because, let's be honest, Lewandowski isn't going to have too much of an impact being at that sort of rating. They've got an old Marcelo as well here at Bayern Munich. Apparently, they're signing everyone that's no good. Neuer has dropped to 83 rated now at 36 years of age as well. Kimmich is still the best right back. Alaba certainly still the best left back. They don't have many other options other than what's in their starting 11, do they? Perisic, he's going to be in his mid-30s now at 33. Bayern Munich, what have you done to your squad? Why are you just signing all of the old people? We shall switch there to the strongest possible 11 for me and jump into the game. Champions League final time. Goretzka. He's got Kingsley Coman down the line. It seems rather reluctant to use him, he says, as he passes it to Bobby Firmino. Don't even think about it. Thankfully, we forced him into the pass there. Firmino turns back and gets this to Corentin Tolisso. And Bayern very nearly creating a chance in the opening few moments. If this Champions League final is even remotely as close to as entertaining as the Champions League final in the RTG series yesterday with Cambridge United, then we are in for an absolute classic. If you missed that episode, I won't spoil the overall result for you, but the final was one of the, if not the most emotional roller coasters we've ever had in any game, let alone any final. But we're actually 1-0 down here now, thanks to a lovely header from Alphonso Davies. Just looped away from David De Gea. Lovely turn by Coman over the top and rising above Alexandro, who elected not to even bother jumping. We find ourselves going 1-0 down after 10 minutes. Not the start we wanted to the Champions League final in the slightest. We do, however, have the quality to come back though, so we shall try and do so. It's Aouar again. Bobby Firmino. It's Leon Goretzka. Out to Alphonso Davies. Already scored one. Looking to perhaps set up another. Nearly. Romagnoli going down to ground to head that clear. Alphonso Davies will take the throw back there to Joshua Kimmich. Here's Goretzka. Davies back to Leon Goretzka. It's Firmino. Goretzka deflected off. De Ligt. Oh, David. Ooh. Just able to keep it out. That would have been rather unfortunate if that just deflected off De Ligt and gone into the back of the net. I'd have been particularly upset going 2-0 down inside 25 minutes. See if we can win this header. We can. Right, equaliser please, lads. Free kick, thank you. Milinkovic-Savic. Or there to Mbappe. Romelu Lukaku. Spins. Well, I say spins. He just kind of walked around in a circle there, but he did it well. Milinkovic-Savic through to Rashford, who scuffs his shot straight into the hands of Manuel Neuer. Neuer is going to be much easier to beat now than he will have been in season number 1, that's for sure. Just 83 rated rather than 90. But still, he's going to be a capable enough goalkeeper to cause us some problems. Though Rashford really could have done better in testing him in that last effort. Half an hour in here, we're still 1-0 down in this Champions League final. It's Aouar. Firmino back to Tolisso. Back to Aouar again. Around the corner to Goretzka. Into Bobby Firmino. Back to Tolisso. Goretzka. Davies. Goretzka. Through looking for Tolisso. Side netting only. Nicely done. Moving the ball about well here by Munich. I wasn't too sure how big of a test. Wow, they'd give us. See the way they put the pressure on there. And Goretzka could make it pay. Alphonso Davies draws the save out of David De Gea. They just, as one, just lunged at me there. Big wave of red and blue flooding forward. They've had 65% possession. It's the first time they'd actually done that all game there by Munich, but certainly there must have been a change in the tactics to put pressure on possession loss. Strike from, I think that was Aouar. Brilliant save from David De Gea to stop them from extending their lead. That's really nicely done by Alaba. Into Goretzka, and Tolisso will extend their lead. Bayern Munich 2, Manchester United 0. We really are up against it now. At half time, the stats don't look very kind at all. I've had one shot. That was that Rashford scuffer. And only 37% possession as well. A huge mountain to climb here in the second half at the Santiago Bernabeu. 2-0 down at the break and not looking anywhere near the sort of side we have been for the entirety of the season thus far to get us to this point. Oh, Lukaku's pass is poor there, and we could have created an opportunity right at the very beginning of the half to get us right back in the game. But this is unlike this Man United side, crumbling under the pressure in the Champions League final. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Oh, massive touch there from the defender. We saw that doesn't reach Mbappe. Casemiro steps in there. I'm going to get this quickly to Pogba. Casemiro should be used to playing at this stadium, having been a Real Madrid player for a number of years prior to joining us here at Manchester United. Oh, Alphonso Davies with the touches and the footwork of dreams there, trying to get it off him, and I just can't. They've been so good here by Munich and really just nullified all of my offensive threats. This is the best team I've ever had in any career mode save ever with regards to overall rating and the way that we dominated the Premier League. But I cannot do anything against Bayern Munich here in the Champions League final. Mbappe trying to get to that. Pogba will race towards it as well. I don't know what to do to change things up. Change the formation, perhaps. Change the personnel, certainly. But I'm not sure if either would be enough here. Milinkovic-Savic will look for Mbappe. Oh, lovely turn. Mbappe! Oh, off the post. It's just not going to go my way, I don't think. Oh, it's a great through ball. Leon Goretzka in behind to seal it. No. De Gea with the save and kept in play by Dani Carvajal. Forward looking for Mbappe, but the pass under hit. Mbappe does well enough to try and force the turnover, but I'm really not doing well here at all against Bayern Munich. You cannot underestimate how surprised I am that this game has gone this way. I see Rashford at the back post, so I will look for him here, and the cross is decent. Rashford with a header. There's one back. Trying to pick up the ball. We've 17 minutes to get ourselves back in it. We've only lost 2 games all season, I think. City in the Premier League, and then getting knocked out in the Carabao Cup as well. I don't want the next game I lose to be the Champions League final. Movement inside. Here's David Alaba, good block. De Ligt trying to get it away. Fire that forward to Mbappe, who gets to it first nicely. Turns well. Through there to Lukaku. Pogba's making a run. Savic is making a run into space as well. Mbappe just kind of gave up there. It's actually Dani Carvajal, not Milinkovic-Savic. Tackle goes in, and that's their throw, apparently. Are you sure? Because I'm certainly not. Fred is going to come on here for Milinkovic-Savic. And I am going to bring Rodrigo on for Lukaku again, who's been absolutely dead for me, Lukaku, in this episode. It's really not worked for him whatsoever. Could have perhaps put Rashford through the middle, but I don't think Lucas Vazquez or Rodrigo are really going to offer more in a wide area than what we've already got with Mbappe and Rashford. I'd rather have Rashford out wide and still have 3 effective players on the pitch than move Rashford to the centre and have someone be rather ineffective on the wing. Time's running out for me here though. We've pulled 1 back, but I need to get a second to take it to extra time. We're going to take advantage for that free kick. We'll see what we can do to get rid of it and go on a counter-attack. There's to get rid of it. No counter-attack yet. Alphonso Davies. 1-2 with Kimmich. Davies into the middle, away by Romagnoli, but only as far as Joshua Kimmich again. Time's really running out here, and we're about to lose the Champions League final. Joshua Kimmich, Alexandro can't get there. Coman to cross maybe. Davies to cross maybe. Sanchez to shoot maybe. Yes, blocked. Oh, good save by De Gea. I need to get this forward. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get it forward far enough to stop the referee from blowing his final whistle. Come on, Rodrigo. Turn and go. Turn and go. It will be the last chance of the game. There's the delivery. Fred. Oh, his touch was so heavy. So heavy. And that's the difference between winning and losing. Is it? Yes. I think it was going to blow his whistle for a minute. That's the difference between winning and losing the Champions League. European glory has evaded us in all 4 seasons so far in the Achievement League. That's the closest we've come to winning either the Champions or Europa League in this save. Defeat to Bayern Munich. Congratulations to them. They certainly deserved that result. Devastated on my birthday in 2022 as I turned 34 to lose the Champions League final. That's really, really, really annoying. Let's go to the end of the season, have a quick roundup, and then see who we might be playing for next season. Right, here we are then at the end of the season. We'll have a quick look at all of the competitions we're involved in and see who will be playing where in Europe next season. We, of course, won the Premier League with 100 points, 32 wins out of 38 games, 96 goals scored, just 23 conceded. Dominant, I think is the word. Spurs, Chelsea and Liverpool round out the top 4. Southampton missing out on Champions League football next season on purely goal difference. Gutting for them. Arsenal 6th, City only 8th. Only 8th for Manchester City. Swansea, Leeds and Everton relegated, unfortunately for them. In the FA Cup, of course, we were successful earlier on today, coming away with a 1-0 win over Chelsea. In the Carabao Cup, we weren't successful, unfortunately. Oh, I did win the Carabao Cup. Why did I not think I'd won the Carabao Cup? I don't know why I didn't think I'd won the Carabao Cup. We won 2-0 against Arsenal. So we did do a treble this season. A domestic treble, but not the quadruple. My brain told me I hadn't won the Carabao Cup for some reason. I don't know why. So we went 1 Cup Season 1, Premier League. 1 Cup Season 2, La Liga. 1 Cup Season 3, Deutsche Pokal. And then 3 Cups in Season 4. The Champions League obviously won by Bayern Munich now, unfortunately for us, but I didn't deserve that. I really didn't. 2-1 to Bayern, deserved winners. Congratulations to them for outplaying me. In the Europa League, the winner in the other side was Real Madrid. 3-1 winners against Braga. Real Madrid winning the Europa League. When was the last time you saw Real Madrid win that one? When was the last time you didn't see Real Madrid in the latter stages of the Champions League, let alone actually the latter stages of the Europa League? That's ridiculous. Right, the other big leagues around Europe. Championship, coming up from the Championship, Bournemouth and Crystal Palace certainly, and then one of Cardiff, West Brom, Stoke or Hull. Relegated are Oxford, Sheffield United and Sunderland. League 1, Barnsley and Charlton up. Rotherham, Peterborough, Bradford and Portsmouth will fight it out in the playoffs. Relegated are Bury, Shrewsbury, Northampton and Fleetwood Town. In League 2, Bristol Rovers, Forest Green and Accrington go up. Lincoln, Rochdale, Notts County and Wycombe will fight it out for the playoff spot. Cambridge finished 15th. Rip and Morecambe on 19 points. How can you play 46 games and only win 2 of them? And Carlisle finishing bottom of that league as well. In Ligue 1, PSG win the league by 7 points. In the Bundesliga, Leverkusen win the league by 3 points from Bayern Munich. Leverkusen doing it again, back-to-back seasons. Of course, they won the league ahead of us and Bayern Munich. In fact, it's the same top 3 as when we were at Dortmund last season. In Italy, Juventus win the league on head-to-head. Or is it goal difference that they do in Italy first? I think it's head-to-head first in Italy, as it is in Spain. Regardless, they would have won it on goal difference as well, but I think it's done on head-to-head. I think. In Spain, Atletico win La Liga by, 7 points from Real Madrid, who were a further 9 points clear of Barcelona. A terrible season for Barcelona. 22 wins in 38 games. That's really not very good at all for the Spanish side. With regards to player stats, top goal scorer in the Premier League was Sadio Mane with 24. Our own Kylian Mbappe with 23. And then Pogba there on 15. Rashford with 11. Lukaku only 10 goals in 29 games. Not good enough really at striker, to be completely honest. We made the decision to keep him in January, but I don't know. Not the FA Cup. I wanted to actually change the assists. Pogba with 14 assists. Milinkovic-Savic with 14. Lukaku with 7. And Fred with 5, actually. Congratulations to him. Mbappe with 5 assists as well. Mbappe was too busy scoring goals to provide them for other people. And David De Gea with 20 clean sheets gets the Golden Glove too. We'll have a quick rundown of the squad before I show you the jobs that are available for us to potentially pick up next season. David De Gea, 31 years of age, no decline in his stats. Unsurprisingly, he will remain to be one of the best goalkeepers in the game for a few more seasons. Grant down 4. O'Hara up 1, but still won't leave. Darius Henderson up 2 to 79. Danny Carvajal went down 1 to 86, starting to decline now. Seamus Coleman down a further 2 as well. Fosu Mensah up 2, this is good. Dallo up 3 to 82, showing again the growth that he has done in the RTG series. De Ligt up 2 to 89, incredible centre back. Romagnoli up 2 to 89, Kimpembe up 2 to 88, Henry Edwards up 2 to 85. Wherever we go next, we shall buy him from Manchester United. Mitchell up 2, Borthwick Jackson up 2, Alexandro down 2, and was certainly at fault for one of Bayern's 2 goals. Casemiro, no movement for him at 30 years of age. Stats staying where they are. Nice to see him not actually decline yet. Mata down 2 at 34. No change for Fred. Hamilton up 2. McTominay up 2. Pogba, no changes for him. All told, he got 23 goals and 23 assists in all competitions. Phenomenal season for him. Milinkovic-Savic, 15 goals and 19 assists. He didn't grow either. 90 rated, stays where he was when we bought him. Jesse Lingard, 82. No decline for him, which is good. Inyatov up 3. Almada up 2. Angel Gomez up 3 as well. Callum Gribbin up 2. Mason Greenwood up 1 after we bought him back, of course, in January. Liu Ruofan up 2 out on loan. Lucas Vasquez down 1 at 81. Adera up 2. Chong up 2. He, of course, had a big part to play in one very important game earlier on in the season. Kylian Mbappe, no growth from him at 93 rated, but 31 goals and 13 assists in all competitions this season. Player of the season, as far as I'm concerned. Rodrigo down 1 to 82, 12 goals and 3 assists in 28 games for him isn't too bad. Rashford up 1 to 90. He got 21 goals and 8 assists. And Lukaku, all told, in all competitions was 21 goals and 14 assists, but only 10 in the Premier League is particularly disappointing. But regardless, we still won the Premier League at a canter. The question is, where are we going next? We've managed in England twice. We've managed in Spain once and Germany once. And the offers available are Tottenham, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. The three of them. Barcelona, of course, finishing third and doing awfully in La Liga, so perhaps need turning around. Real Madrid finishing second and perhaps need turning around as well after being in the Europa League this season. Finishing second in the league. Or Tottenham, to stay in England. They finished second this season. We have already done a series at Tottenham, though, so I probably would prefer to go to Barcelona or Real Madrid. But feel free to vote. On the little eye symbol in the top right, you can decide where we go next. That will continue, of course, though, over on the Mixer channel. I won't be doing this series on YouTube anymore, only the one series on the YouTube from now on. Be streaming very, very regularly, and the RTG series will continue. An episode of that will be out later on this afternoon. But for now, that's all from this series on the YouTube channel. I'll see you very soon. In fact, probably... no, I'm busy today, Saturday. Probably Sunday or Monday, I would have thought, with another stream. So hopefully you enjoyed this, or are enjoying this series, and hopefully you will come across and continue to watch it over on Mixer. Link in the description down below to my Mixer channel. Of course, I'm a Mixer ambassador and partner now. So hopefully we shall see continued trophy winning in future seasons. This was our best season thus far. Can we go one better with Barcelona, Tottenham or Real Madrid? We'll find out at a later date. I'll see you next time.